the shit.
Okay, like I'm wondering, like.
That's my livelihood.
Somebody's trying to take his job.
Yeah, they talking about by the end of the year, they're going to get rid of all the vendors downtown. Yeah. Since the 1600s, 1700s, they've been down there on Border Market. Bamberger's, before Bamberger started, he was on the street. That white dude was on the street with a push cart, up and down the street, selling his merchandise. Before you know it, he had a store. Before you know it, a franchise. That's how a lot of us survive.
So we're trying to fit this place.
Yeah, I told you.
To Changing the Lens, and we're sitting here now with Sharif James, a Newark resident, grew up here in the city of Newark, has accomplished a lot of things. Sharif, tell us what was your experience growing up here in the city of Newark?
Wow. It's been bittersweet.
Okay.
You know, it's been bittersweet. It's been phenomenal because of due to God's grace, it's helped shape my character. And being able to navigate through some of the challenges we have in the city on all levels. And I thank God that He gave me a different perspective to be able to not allow it to contaminate me, but to use it to bring about change. So that's probably the most simplest answer to that. But yeah, it's been, for me, because of what I believe in and what I practice, and I'm not perfect, but I've kind of made it work for me to a degree.
So I like that you said that part about challenges. We have a lot of youth right now in our city that are dealing with some of the most difficult challenges ever. Is there any insight that you can share with them in terms of maybe just strategy or something getting through challenges, and then we want to take that into you becoming an entrepreneur?
Right. Well, the first thing I got to say for all the young folks that's listening, as hard as it is, try not to be discouraged. Because I was a young man that grew up with lack. I lost my mother at, I was like 18 years old. Unfortunately, my father was on drugs the majority of his life. So we had a vacancy there, a vacancy of being a mother. So that means that I was left to roam the street like a cub. And you know, when a cub roams the street or roams the wilderness, he's subject to danger.
That's a great analogy.
Right, she's subject to danger. So with that being said, what I did, at about 19, I made a decision. I was probably like 19, well, no, about 20. I made a decision that I didn't want to die nor longer be in jail. Like, I just made a constant decision. Didn't know what it was, didn't know which way I was gonna go, but I just know that's not what I wanna do.
Right.
And what happens is, there's a law, it's a very important rule, seeking you shall find, and knocking the door should be open. And we forget that. What I did was, as a starting point for me, I went and I found a program. And I looked for the program.
And you found this program yourself?
Yes. I was going to Essex County to try to continue my education.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And there was a sign called the Young Fathers Program.
Okay.
And I remember this sign, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm young. I'm a father. I need a program.
Oh, you had a child at
right.
that
I was
point.
like, I was at 20, like 22, somewhere in there in my early 20s.
Okay.
And what it did for me, it gave me a great support, a little support.
Right.
Without having Pops there, and I love him to death. Regardless of his absence, he's still my father.
Right.
And I realized sometimes your own parents are not always the ones that develop you. And you have to be open to teachers. You have to realize that some of the greatest successful individuals come from hardship. And they was made in hardship. And you don't get it when you're young. And I just encourage, and this is why, you know, we need more programs supported. And that's a whole nother issue. Lack of funding and just things that happen and programs don't survive. That really have good missions and great people working, but it still takes money to run these programs.
Absolutely.
But I know for me, a program was probably one of the things that really was that last little support before I tipped over.
Right.
You know, I lost one of my best friends, you know, I love him to death, was paralyzed. I look at some of the other folks that I grew up with. My brother's been shot, my other brother doing life, and I was subject to all of that. And for me to, I just said it's God's grace, and I just want to, you just got to be proactive. You got to say, you know what? I might not have the answer, but I don't want to die, and I don't want to go to jail. That's the starting point.
Right.
And being serious about that decision.
Right.
And if you can be serious about the decision, and I know sometimes it looks like the options are bleak.
Right.
And it looks like it's just based on this negative thing, that negative thing, it kills the hope.
Right. So let me ask you this, because I get this question a lot in the community. A young person may come up to me and say, well, I have a record now.
Sure.
My life is over. And I'll say, well, no, it's not. And they'll tell me how they have went on to look for jobs, right, and they have been unsuccessful many
right
times. What advice would you give to that young person?
Accept that it's tough. That's the first thing. Let's get that out of the way.
Right.
It's tough.
Right.
Right? And when you do get a record and you know, what they call, you know, create some character flaws or some things that looks like you might not be fit for this job, it's tough. What you have to realize, you have to be tougher. When it's tough, be tougher.
Right.
And and here's what I did. I studied, like I went on studying that the great and those that made change, those that came out of partying from the bottom to the top,
right,
they came from this.
Right.
You know, everyone didn't have a privilege pass.
Right.
So I want to tell them that you got to stay grinding and know that you deserve to not just be successful, but to fit in a place in society, despite your charges, despite I got a record. Right. I got things that's on my jacket, but I didn't allow that to prevent me from creating value.
So basically, and that's a wonderful comment that you made. You created. I love that.
You have to.
I love that. So your mindset wasn't about getting a job. Your mindset was about creating.
Right.
Tell us about how you initiated that.
Well, let me just double back. Here's some things they can do even in a job, even though, you know, depending on the level of the charge, you know, sometimes it's about upgrading your skills. You'd be surprised what an employer will do just because of who you are. So sometimes you got to sit back and you can't be you and want to go in the future. You still you. So you can't, the future can't rock with you because you have not decided to change or to become a different person to show that you're not the same person. And you got to be persistent. You got to be determined. You got to know that you deserve better. You got to believe in all your heart that there's an opportunity for you. And the name of the game is sometimes if they don't want to knock, if they don't want to let the door open for you, you kick it, you push it, and you establish your value. Sometimes you got to sit back and say, yo, what's my gift? What's my talent? And I'm not talking about, don't get it wrong, a lot of them want to rap and do the things because they see, but it takes deeper than that. You gotta upgrade your skill sets.
Now, Sharif, you went to West Side, right?
Yeah, I went to West Side. No, yeah, we went on the West Side. I went to Velsburg, then we went to West Side.
Okay, yeah, because it used to be a high school, right? Right. How was your experience there? Because it's a little rough around the neighborhood now.
It was still rough.
It was still rough.
Yeah, I remember literally.
Right.
We had a big. I hate to talk about this, it's emotional, but I literally almost got killed in front of West Side. Wow. We got in. Some cats were trying to take my people's car, and we ended up getting into a big fight. Right. And I got with one of them real good. I was out of energy, and they came on and started hitting me with bats instead. I was actually in a hospital.
They hit you with a bat?
With a bat. I was in the hospital for 6 days for internal bleeding. A lot of people don't know this, and you know, one of my good friends came through and he pulled them off, and I was out of energy. So it was rough. It was rough going through it. I lost my mother around that time. So between going through the transition from Velsburg, in and out of foster homes, and you know, between families, not having no stable, it was very difficult to focus. Right. Because I don't even know where I was sleeping at.
Right. Because I think when I met you, we both were homeless pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And
that was what, 92?
Yeah.
That was 92.
It was like 92.
That's because my grandmother
died. It could
died.
have been 91. No, it was 92.
92.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't even let me back in my grandmother's house.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was staying at a hotel, sleeping in a car, you know, doing what I had to do at that moment.
So doing what you have to do is a really important part of, I think, success. And we're going to continue to talk about that when we return.
Fighting not only for educational equality, but for economic justice. In North, many families have to work 2-3 jobs just to keep food on the table and a roof over their families' heads. Students are lacking the critical support that they need to succeed in school. We're not going to take it. And that's why we fight. We stand in solidarity with this incredible, diverse movement. Newark Students Union and New Jersey Communities United won't stop until families have a sustainable living wage. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
Yes.
And we're going to continue. We're talking to Sharif James here on Changing the Lens. And we were talking about creation and being creative.
Right.
What can you share with the young people about just being creative, and what motivated you to start that trajectory in terms of creation?
Making a very conscious decision regardless of me knowing how to. The decision is first. And at the end of the day, they know right from wrong, but wrong is justified.
What do you mean by that?
Wrong is justified because at the end of the day, they still have human needs, and those human needs are to be loved, to belong to be significant. Those are human motivations.
Absolutely.
Amongst all of us. So they're just trying to meet those at the end of the day.
Right.
So, but sometimes you meet them at all costs, right? Who don't want to be free? Who don't want to be belonged to? Who don't want love or to express love? So the problem is it's channeling a different energy. And when everybody's looking at it, and let me just say this. There's so many people that's pointing at a problem. It is a collective of problems. Sometimes when a body breakdown, it's not because of one thing, it's the combination of things.
Absolutely.
So it goes so deep when you look at it and say, well, what's the answer? It ain't no simple answer. Because we're dealing with a collapse. We're dealing with a generation gap.
Right.
You're dealing with so much of lack that's certain money can't solve it because you're dealing with spirituality. Money can't solve that.
Yes.
When somebody's spiritual bankrupt.
Yes.
That's not.
And we don't talk about the spiritual piece.
Yeah, that's the foundation piece.
Absolutely.
Watch, if I'm not walking with a spiritual eye, that means I see everything physical. So I don't have the discernment to know what's real and what's fake.
The music is physical.
Oh, that's a whole nother conversation.
The music is
the answer to that, and depending on where you are in state of mind, that'll send you off like a rocket. They'll be like, well, music can't do that. No, it lights the fuel. It supports that.
Right.
It confirms it. It validates it.
Right.
So the music is not healthy. We dance to it. We move to it. It's the power of beats and drums. That's just what it is.
Right.
So when I look at some of the problems, I go, wow, man, like there's some deep challenges, because at the end of the day, I remember when I looked and it looked like he's free. Because he gets up in the morning, he do what he want to do. But we realize today that he's a part of a big trap. He's a part of a big setup. Because he hustling, we already know what the end result's going to be.
Right.
But guess what? I go like this when I'm young. Damn, I might die. I might go to jail. But at least I eat right now. Because I don't think nothing's for me anyway. So you know what? I'm going to roll the dice. Matter of fact, when I stack, I'm going to put this to the side. Because that's so when I come home. I'm going to buy that just in case I got to go to war. It's like signing up to the army. You already know you might get your head blown off. But it makes sense at that point to you.
Right.
So when they see these little wars out there, that's just them. That's just a part of the environment.
So how do we begin to change the mindset?
You have to deal it in the masses. You got to get their attention.
Right.
At the masses. One is cool, but if you put a flower amongst seaweeds, the seaweeds overpower the flower. So it doesn't even matter that he's a flower. The soil is messed up.
So what did you do to have your
grace.
flower?
God's grace.
Okay, so that's important.
That's God's
so you're
grace.
saying
I
that
gotta
it's
keep
a
it real.
spiritual need
Let
that
me
must
explain
be
something to
fed.
you. Let me explain something to you. When he hear your heart and you sincere and you authentic about wanting to get his guidance and what the truth is, there's a different navigation for you. But you gotta be open for the signal and get the transmission in order to see. Because then he start tapping into the person. You start having a different energy, a different attraction.
Right.
Everything changes. But you got to get to a point of submission. You got to get to a point to say, "Damn, it ain't about my ego. I'm getting it wrong."
Right. Do you think sometimes you may have to change the friends that you're around?
No, listen. I just said that. No.
I want to make it very clear.
Listen. I'm gonna drop this on you. I want you to think about this. If I took a seed and I threw it on concrete, it don't matter how good the seed is, it can't grow. The soil is what we're dealing with. So it's hard for them to grow up in a soil that's got a little contamination to it. And we're talking about mentality. Absolutely. We're talking about lack of job creation. We're talking about lack of education. All that is a chemistry for disaster. If I ain't got no money, and I don't know shit, and I don't even believe in the system because it look like they ain't doing nothing anyway, you're talking about built up emotions just walking around the street angry. So it only takes for you to look at me a certain type of way because I got to get this out of me at some point. So I'm going to snap. So you ever see the arguments happen amongst people?
Right.
That's because that energy.
It's a lot of trauma.
It's built in. I'm not having freedom. I'm not happy.
Right.
I'm not happy about my conditions.
Right.
I'm not happy about what I see my mother and what my father's going through. My little brother just got killed. I'm not happy. And I don't believe in them. So if I don't believe in them, and I might not believe in me, then where am I going?
Right.
So it takes real talk, what is called relatable leadership. I just made that
Relatable leadership. High five on that.
Relatable leadership connects to that peer demographic,
right,
and is able to speak to them and touch them and connect to them, to get them to be open and to release their beliefs for 1 minute, release their concepts for 1 minute, and then be able to take and send them a message that's validated, where it shows them an option so they can be what you call converted or changed, or at least explore that, yo, fam, we're not telling you not to be cool. I'm not telling you not to be fly. I'm not telling you not to want no money because that's needs. I'm telling you the path you're going down is a cliff. So let's reroute you.
Right.
They got to be rerouted, but they need opportunity. They need to know that people really care, people really love.
Right.
They need to see more testimonial. Right. Think about what get people excited about anything they get, is because they see models.
Right.
Like, yo, you going out, you experimenting that, yo, let me, which sounds like people in church because they see her deliver.
So let's talk about your model. You have a great model, right?
Well, listen, let me show you my mission. My mission is simple,
right?
Before I leave the earth, there's not a question that I would impact thousands and hopefully millions.
Wow.
And the reason why is not because
that's great
I want.
Positive thinking.
No, I'm just telling you, it's the assignment.
No, but that's important. See, you're used to it.
Right.
But we're changing the lens on how people who are not thinking that way. Right. So the first thing you said, it was key. I don't know if that's first, but spirituality.
Yes.
The mindset.
Yes.
You have to speak positivity into existence.
Yes.
So now you're saying that you have set a goal for yourself.
It's the call. It ain't even a goal. It's beyond goal. It's beyond goal.
Tell us
it's just what it is. And I was able to, sometimes we all have a mission, but the mission has to be detected. It's there. And that's a different energy when you tap into that. All this right, I ain't seen a U-Haul go to a great site yet, so none of this is going with us. So the real question is, what impact you gonna leave on the earth? A lot of people are like, what's your purpose? Your purpose is to make a difference in a positive way. Your purpose is to create. We are creators. We are the co-creators of the creator. Absolutely. He's the executive producer, we the co-producer.
Yes.
So the question is, my man, that young lady, what are you creating? Drama? So my goal and my mission is to be able to take advantage of the platform that I have now.
Right.
It took me a space to get here. My book has a lot to do with my message and what I've learned, and I got a concept I call drilling down.
Okay, but before we go that far, I want you to tell our audience, what is it that you do?
You didn't ask that in the beginning.
Because you said some great stuff.
I got you. You know, that's the community side.
So tell them, what is it? We were trying to get there. That's why I was saying, what motivated you to want to create? Because I know that you
I didn't want to go back to jail. I didn't want to die. I didn't want to.
Right.
I didn't want to spit. I didn't want to beat my father.
So that was your motivation.
I tell him today, I thank you because you showed me a mirror but not to be. So I didn't look at you and go,
So you didn't blame your father?
No, because my movie is my movie, his movie is his movie. I just know I didn't want to be in your part.
That is so important.
Yeah, I had to get, I'm like, whoa, you.
That is so important.
Yeah, I know.
So what did you create? Tell us what you created.
You tell me.
Okay, so.
No, I got you.
Okay, I can run it down.
I give them the short version. What I do, my company and myself and my team, we create what we call annual signature events for young working professionals to come out and express, create, and celebrate their accomplishments, the things that's important to them. And we do it at large venues, the NJ Packs, the World, the MetLife Stadium.
And how long have you been doing this?
Over 10 years. 15.
Over 10 years, 15?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what gave you the desire to want to do something like that? Where did that come from?
It comes from being a servant. I realized when I paid attention to my personality and had little odd jobs that I really had a strong interest in, was excited about serving people.
Right.
So we started off doing bus rides. And then we started off doing bus rides and then morphed into actually giving social events. Right. And then it had a bigger vision. My friend, God bless the dead, Dwayne Francis, had a model in New York, and it was so phenomenal. He had a culture what he was doing, and he invited me over to his event. And I'll never forget, I took my wife and I said, boo, this is not the regular party promoter here. This is a man that represented some attributes and some leadership that he was actually impacting people's lives. Right. And I grabbed his spirit and I thought about it. I was like, I was already doing events, but he showed me that it can be so much bigger and I can use my platform to touch lives. As many as events I've done, I've helped so many people consciously and unconsciously, intentionally and unintentionally. Because the purpose was never to get in it just to make money.
Right. Now you trained yourself, am I right?
Yes,
for
I'm
your business.
self-taught.
Because I know a lot of people go into business.
And it's rough. That's rough.
I've seen a lot of people actually try to imitate what it is that you do. I haven't seen them do it successfully, but I have seen it attempted. So that's the difference.
Shout out to the attempts.
Yeah, absolutely. So you trained yourself.
Yes,
to do
I'm self-taught.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm self-taught. Because there was no one to really sit down with me and show me my model. My model was a divine model for me. Right. So you can't even teach me the divine.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like unless someone assigned you and you say, look, I'm here to show you, I'm showing them and I'm learning.
Right.
So it was very hard for someone. First of all, I don't. It was just like learn as you go. Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to go in the box. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to be my father. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to be in prison and asking for a collect call. And those are real realities. I've been down that road already.
What are some really important, and we're going to start to conclude, what are some really important ingredients that you would say go into becoming an entrepreneur and starting to begin your own business?
Really simple. It costs you not one thing. It's simple. Go on YouTube and type in how to start your business.
Wait, go on what?
Go on YouTube and type in how to start your business.
And not watch videos, but what?
It's simple. Go on YouTube, on Google. Like, if you stupid today, it's because you want to be.
Wow. I always say that.
You got this phone right now that's controlling the world. You're dumb because you want to be dumb. So at the end of the day, if you serious, nothing stops you at night going, how to start a business. How to invest. 101, building a team. Oh, you want to call fights and all that. All that is the BS. So it really depends on where you are mentally, and you just got to be ready and kill the excuses.
Absolutely.
I will, in defense, it's hard when you don't have an example to show you that it's possible.
It's hard.
It's harder because you don't know.
But it's not impossible.
It's not. But the model inspires you.
Absolutely.
I think three things really helped me get to this point of positivity. I read a book called Think and Go Rich, A Black Choice.
Right.
You got two versions.
Right.
I wanted the black version because I'm black. So show me and my black people and how we got rich.
Right.
Second thing I did was I read a magazine called Black Enterprise back in, I think it was 97. And what that did, it showed me that African Americans had more than just mom and pop businesses. That we were real executives. We wasn't huge, but there was our people that owned banks and they was involved. So that gave me the confirmation I can go beyond a little record store or a little shop here. There, nothing's wrong with that. I don't knock the mom and pop community because at the end of the day, they service our community. But if that's not your aspiration and God gave you more, you need to see the model so you can study.
Right.
And the third thing, I never forget, and I don't follow him now, and I salute what he do. in some regards, but you know, he doing his thing. I remember seeing Sean Puffy Combs on Uptown Magazine at 22, and he was a millionaire. And I'm saying he 22 and a millionaire. What this man doing? How the hell he a millionaire? He black. He almost look like me.
Yeah, you do.
And then I looked in the magazine and I realized, and I started following his story, and it was inspiring because he was a hustler,
Right.
and it was positive.
Right.
So those three pieces right there really kind of set me in my direction.
Right.
And then I found myself always on a mission. That's why I call it Mission Entertainment.
Excellent. And one more time for the audience, what's the name of your entertainment business?
Mission Entertainment.
Mission Entertainment. Going
Mission-
15 years long.
15.
What's your website?
Mission-entertainment.com. You can check us out. We got our annual 11th All Black and Fabulous happening
Awesome.
November 21st, MetLife Stadium. Somebody asked me, how y'all get an event in the middle of football season?
Okay, they gotta understand that.
Gotta understand
And
that.
lastly, really important, your book.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
I didn't put the title out. Yeah, you
Okay, you don't have to tell me it's a secret. But we should be looking for it around.
Absolutely. I would say fourth quarter winter.
Fourth quarter
Yeah,
winter.
this winter
Okay.
we'll be dropping. I'll probably be doing some soft concepts by October, end of September, and we're gonna take you on a journey of discovery. I got this concept called Drill Down. I go all the way deep. Sometimes to get to the root and the answer, you got to go under,
I
because you
agree.
won't get it.
I love you,
Because
Sharif.
it's under there.
I love you, Sharif.
Love you too, baby.
I love you, love
Keep
you,
up
love you.
changing the lenses. Sheila, follow her. Let me tell you something. This woman, I told her, and I tell her all the time, it takes a certain energy and a commitment and an inner person to do what she do. She's always showed love for her community. This is a way for her to bring content to you that's relevant, empowered, encouraging, to inspire you. If it's just one thing I said, or any of your interviewers said, grab that. Add that to your thing.
Absolutely.
But make no excuses, because I'm from the same place, and I ain't make none.
I know that's right.
Let's go.
Everybody, Sharif
215.
James. We'll be right back with Changing the Lens.
Changing lens.
We have to survive out here in these streets. It don't matter what you do, it don't matter how you look, you still need to survive out here in these streets. It don't matter what life put you through, you still have to survive. No matter what happens.
That's right.
No matter what happens. People die every day. And that's because of us. Not because of our city, that's because of us. Killing our own kind.
Woo!
We look alike. And we're killing our own kind. We look alike. People think that's fun. But that ain't fun. That's just sad. That's just sad, not funny. And it's not funny. This is real. You got hands joining hands. Because of us. Us killing out here. That's because of us. It's not your. You know what? North could be a city with flowers. But it's the people in North. It's not all of us. It's only some of us. But it's a lot of us. It's not North. North is not the bad city. It's us being bad in North. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Tell it, baby. Tell it.
And this is the key to the world. To survive. That's what we need to say. Survive.
That's right.
Don't let life take you to nothing. Still survive. No matter what happens, you still need to survive. You know what? Punch your way through life. When I mean punch your way through life, I don't mean punch people in the face. When I mean punch your way through life, struggle, have problems. Problems only mean you alive. And even if you fail, at least you tried. Okay? So problems only mean you alive. And even if you fail, at least you tried. And keep your pride. And don't let life take what's inside. Look in my eyes. I know you can see me soaring if you want great children to be in it for you. Now that's what life is about. And sometimes when we rap about nothing. All we